The drama surrounding Mike Tyson's reign as the undisputed heavyweight champion in the late 1980s is a tale of raw power, unrelenting ferocity, and the humbling of giants who dared to challenge the king, Iron Mike, at the peak of his prime. It was a force of nature, a predator in the ring whose fists carried the weight of destiny. With an unblemished record and a reputation that sent shivers through the boxing world, Tyson faced a parade of towering opponents, each believing their size and bravado could topple the champ. From Tony Tucker's mocking taunts to Michael Spinks' fleeting confidence, from Mike Jameson's skyscraper stature to Tyrell Biggs' bold declarations, and even Mitch Green's street fight bravado, these giants stepped into the squared. Circle with dreams of dethroning Tyson, but one by one they learned a brutal lesson. You don't play games with a lion. This is the story of how Tyson, against all odds, dismantled these cocky colossi, proving why he was and remains the king of boxing in 1987. The boxing world was Tyson's domain. At just 20 years old, he was a wrecking ball, his 32-0 record, punctuated by knockouts that left opponents crumpled and crowds roaring. His speed, power, and relentless aggression made him untouchable, a champion who didn't just win but obliterated. Enter Tony Tucker, a 6 feet 5 inches undefeated giant with a 34-0 record. Fresh off knocking out Buster Douglas, the man who'd later haunt Tyson, dubbed TNT, Tucker towered over the 5 feet 10 champ, his reach and size a supposed advantage. August 1st, 1987. Fight for the undisputed heavyweight title was billed as a clash of titans, but Tucker's confidence bordered on arrogance. He mocked Tyson, treating him like a child rather than a champion, smirking as if size alone could win the day. Tyson, unfazed, unleashed hell from the opening bell, his iron fists hammering Tucker's body and head. Tucker's skills were undeniable. He landed crisp jabs and danced away from Tyson's onslaught. But his taunts only fueled the champ's fury. Round after round, Tyson closed the distance, his uppercuts and body shots grinding Tucker's cockiness to dust. By the final bell, Tucker's bravado was gone, his face battered, his record tarnished. Tyson won a unanimous decision, claiming the IBF belt and solidifying his undisputed reign. Tucker learned the hard way. You don't mock a lion in his den. Next came Michael Spinks, former light heavyweight king who stepped up to heavyweight with a 31-0 record and a chip on his shoulder. The June 27, 1988, showdown was a spectacle, with even Muhammad Ali in attendance, the air thick with anticipation of a war between monsters. Spinks, another towering figure, believed his pedigree could outshine Tyson's raw power. But when the bell rang, Tyson didn't hesitate. He charged like a locomotive, his fists a blur of destruction. Spinks landed a glancing left, but Tyson walked through it, showing no fear, no respect. In just 91 seconds, Iron Mike unleashed a barrage left hooks, right hands, body shots that sent Spinks crashing to the canvas twice. The second knockdown, a brutal uppercut followed by a right hand, left Spinks sprawled, his dreams shattered. The referee waved it off as Spinks lay flat, the count reaching 6. That loss broke him. Spinks never fought again, his career ended by Tyson's unrelenting dominance. It was a David versus Goliath tale where the giant never stood a chance. Mike Jameson, Alice, was next to test Tyson's throne on January 24, 1986, convinced his size would crush the smaller champ. Jameson strutted into the ring, with swagger, believing he could bully Tyson into submission. But Tyson was no prey. From the opening bell, he stalked Jameson, his body shots landing like sledgehammers, his uppercuts snapping the giant's head back. Jameson fought back, landing a few rights that stung. But to Tyson, they were mosquito bites. By round 4, Tyson's precision and power overwhelmed the skyscraper. A combination of lefts and rights sent Jameson to the mat, his confidence evaporating as he struggled to rise. Tyson finished him in the 5th, a vicious left hook, dropping Jameson for good. The crowd roared as Tyson proved once again that size meant nothing when faced with his dynamite fists. Jameson's dreams of upsetting the champ were left in ruins. Another giant felled by the king, Tyrell Biggs. A 6 feet 5 inches Olympic gold medalist with NBA-like athleticism, stepped up on October 16, 1987, brimming with overconfidence. "I'm going to beat Michael Tyson like I'm his dad," Biggs declared, dismissing the champ as a child. He entered the ring for the WBA title fight with a plan to use his reach and jab to keep Tyson at bay. Early on, Biggs had success, his long arms frustrating Tyson's close-range style, where his arrogance betrayed him. Dropping his guard to taunt Tyson, Biggs invited disaster. Iron Mike adapted, closing the distance with relentless pressure. By the fifth round, Tyson's left. Hooks and uppercuts were landing with sickening force. In the seventh, a thunderous left hand sent Biggs stumbling, followed by a combination that dropped him twice. The referee stopped the fight with 10 seconds left, Biggs' bravado reduced to a memory. Tyson flipped the script, showing the world that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Finally, Mitch Green, loudmouthed gang leader turned boxer, challenged Tyson on May 20th, 1986, vowing to kill the champ. Green's trash talk was relentless, but Tyson let his fists do the talking. From the opening bell, he pounded Green, his left hands turning the challenger's face crimson. Green, to his credit, fought back, landing a flurry in the middle rounds that briefly rattled Tyson, but his stamina faded, his punches losing snap. Tyson, unrelenting, bombarded Green from every angle, his combinations a masterclass in brutality.
Nice.
By the final bell, Green's defiance was broken, his face swollen, his threats empty.
Nice.
Tyson won a unanimous decision, leaving Green in the shadows. Unwilling to accept defeat, Green tried to provoke Tyson into a street fight 2 years later in 1988. Tyson's response? A single gloveless punch to Green's jaw, knocking the so-called gang leader out cold. Proving his dominance extended beyond the ring, Mike Tyson's reign was more than victories. It was a statement. Each giant, Tony Tucker, Michael Spinks, Mike Jameson, Tyrell Biggs, Mitch Green, came with size, skill, and swagger, believing they could dethrone the king. But Tyson's ferocity, his ability to adapt, and his refusal to be intimidated turned their arrogance into dust. He didn't just beat them, he broke them. Some never recovering, others fading into obscurity. The WNBA's 2025 drama pales in comparison to Tyson's era, where physicality was the game and Iron Mike was its undisputed master. His fists were the ultimate equalizer, proving that no giant was too tall, no ego too big to withstand the wrath of a lion. What's your take on Mike Tyson's epic takedowns of these boxing giants? Which fight was the most satisfying to watch and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you'd love to see Iron Mike in his prime again. Subscribe for more stories of boxing's greatest moments. Check out our next video on the rise of another legend who shook up the ring.